This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 1826, Stop Worrying, Powerful Ways of Overcoming Fear, by BrianTracy of BrianTracy.com. And I'm Justin Mollick, your very own personal narrator. Welcome to Optimal Living Daily, OLD for short, or OLD for shorter, where I narrate the best blogs I can get permission from, covering productivity, minimalism, personal development, all that fun stuff. And with that, let's get right to another post and start optimizing your life. Stop Worrying, Powerful Ways of Overcoming Fear, by BrianTracy of BrianTracy.com. Overcoming fear is essential to your success. The future belongs to the risk takers, not the security seekers. Life is perverse in the sense that the more you seek security, the less of it you have. But the more you seek opportunity, the more likely it is that you will achieve the security that you desire. Stop worrying and develop courage. One way to stop worrying and get the courage to begin is to plan and prepare thoroughly in advance. Set clear goals and objectives, then gather information. Read and research in your chosen field. Write out detailed plans of action, and then take the first step towards relieving stress. The second kind of courage is the courage to endure, to persist, to stay at it once you have begun. Persistence is a form of courageous patience and is one of the rarest forms of courage. Courageous patience is having the ability to stand firm after you've begun and before you get any feedback or results from your actions, to plan your work and work your plan and persist patiently even in the face of disappointment and unexpected setbacks. Consciously choose to associate and be around other men and women who seem to be positive and unafraid of life. Get away from negative people who are always pointing out the reasons to be insecure and afraid to stop worrying. Control your suggestive environment carefully, and especially your human environment if you wish to become the exceptional person you can be. Because of the law of expression, a tremendous way to build courage in yourself and stop worrying is to encourage others at every opportunity. Tell others to go for it and that you can do it. The more you encourage and reinforce others, the more encouraged and confident you will feel yourself. The last type of fear is worry, and worry is a form of negative goal setting. Worry is a sustained form of fear caused by indecision. If you worry long enough and hard enough about something, you are going to attract it into your life. The fact is that most of the things that people worry about never happen. One of the most powerful techniques ever developed to overcoming fear, stop worrying, and relieving stress is what one of my students called the worry buster. Many people have come back to me and said that this simple method has changed their attitudes from negative to positive and enabled them to be more effective in their work and their personal lives than they had ever thought possible. 4 steps to worry busting and overcoming fear. Step 1 is to define the problem or situation you are worrying about clearly in writing. The best way to do this is to take a pad of paper and draw a line from top to bottom right down the middle. On the left side of the pad of paper, write a clear description of your problem, the answer to the question, what exactly am I worrying about? Fully 50% of all problems can be solved at this definition stage. In medicine, they say that accurate diagnosis is half the cure. Many of our worries exist because we have not taken the time to sit down and really define clearly what it is that is bothering us. Step 2 is to write out the worst possible outcome of the worry situation. On the right-hand side of the page, answer the question, what is the worst possible thing that can happen as a result of this problem? You may lose your money, lose your relationship, lose your job, your investment, your health, or your prestige. Whatever it is, write it down. Steps 1 and 2 will quickly start relieving stress that cause worry. What we have found is that it is resistance to facing the worst possible outcome that causes most of the anxiety and stress associated with worry. Once you have written down the worst possible thing that can happen, you will find that you will slowly stop worrying. Step 3 is to resolve to accept the worst possible outcome should it occur. Just say to yourself, well, if it happens this way, I'll learn to live with it. Once you have resolved to accept the worst should it occur, you no longer have anything to worry about. All the stress caused by denial, by refusing to face what the worst could be, suddenly disappears. And step 4 is to begin immediately to improve upon the worst. Having resolved to accept the worst should it occur, Now think of everything that you could possibly do to make sure that the very worst does not occur. Once you stop worrying and have resolved to accept the worst, your mind will be calm and clear and capable of creative thought. By overcoming fear, you are now in a position to do something constructive. Begin relieving stress and take action. The mastery of overcoming fear and the development of courage are essential prerequisites for a happy, successful life. You can systematically train yourself to the point where if one day when someone asks you, what have you always wanted to do but been afraid to attempt, you'll be able to answer, nothing. You'll eventually reach the point where your fears have diminished to such a degree that they no longer play a major role in your decision making. You'll have the courage to set big, challenging, exciting goals, and you'll have the confidence of knowing that you can attain them. You'll be able to face every situation with calmness and self-assurance. You will not be afraid of anybody or anything. And as your fears die away and your courage grows, your potential becomes unlimited. You just listened to the post titled, Stop Worrying, Powerful Ways of Overcoming Fear by BrianTracy of BrianTracy.com. Another great one from BrianTracy and another one talking about worrying. I had one from life coach Greg Audino exactly a week ago on episode 1819 with a unique perspective. He's also the host of Optimal Relationships Daily and Optimal Living Advice. So if you're interested in the topic of worrying, that's another good one to check out if you haven't already. Again, episode 1819 of this show. But that'll do it for today. Hope you're having a great morning, afternoon, or evening whenever you're listening to this. And I'll see you tomorrow where your optimal life awaits.